Now, globally, 1 in 7 10 to 19-year-olds experience a mental disorder. That accounts for 13% of the global burden of the disease in this particular age group. And that information is coming from the World Health Organization. And they've recently partnered with PAHO to be able to launch an Adolescent Mental Health Project. This morning, I want to welcome the founder and CEO of WeCare Deaf Support Network, Qushiba La Fleur, who joins us to chat about it. Good morning to you.
Good morning. Thanks for having me.
Thank you so much for being here. Now, tell me about this project that's being launched by the World Health Organization and PAHO.
Well, it's a Adolescent Mental Health Project, and it's PAHO and WHO. They're the spearheaders of it, along with UNDP, UNICEF, Ministry of Health, Ministry of Education, and some other stakeholders. The focus of the project is particularly to support young people in mental health, and to find creative solutions for young people to be able to express themselves. The creative solutions was found by young people for young people. So that's basically what the project is about.
All right. And what are some of these creative ways that the young people can express themselves?
So throughout the project, we use creative arts, carnival arts, and performing arts as part of the aspect. So it was through poetry, through dance, through song, Marge and Nival. They did a team song, and the youths were a part of that process. They did spoken word, and a lot of them did art of itself, which is creative arts. So they were able to express themselves through those mediums.
Now, in Trinidad and Tobago in particular, have we noticed do we have any information regarding specifically the data about adolescents with mental health disorders?
To be honest, I'm not sure, because I'm involved in this project in a particular capacity. It wasn't something that I paid a lot of attention to before now, I'm being honest. But I would have heard some of them talk yesterday. Some doctors were talking yesterday, and they were giving you some statistics. But if I quote it, I'll be inaccurate, so I don't want to do that.
Yeah, of course not. I don't want you to give any wrong information. But I do want to know how you've seen the process help the students do. Have you seen any transformation in them as yet?
Oh, of course we did.
Tell me about it.
I became involved in the process through, and we had part of the project was inviting children with disabilities to be a part of the process. And that's where I came in. So we had a young man, his name is Tristan, who has Down syndrome. And we had Mattia and Jordan, who are deaf, as part of the process. We had one young woman who's visually impaired, but she did not complete the program because of some family challenges she was having at the time. But during that time of the project, when we started the project, I think we came in 1 week after it really had started. And the young people that we brought in, which were the youth with disabilities, they were not too aware of what the project was about at that time. But on that day, when it was explained to us, from that time until now, you've seen where not just their, and these are the youth who with disabilities, their confidence have grown. Mattia, we had a little challenge with her in particular because she, sister is a close friend of mine. She was not really wanting to paint anymore. I don't know what the reason was, and we didn't really understand. But now she's very eager and anxious to start back that process of wanting to paint again, because she's very artistic and creative in that way. And the other young people in the project, a lot of them were saying to the persons from Trinidad and Tobago Art Society who volunteered their time, they were saying, they didn't understand, or we had too many rules when it came to us doing art. And the persons from the Art Society said, you just put what you feel on those canvases, and they did. And they were happy that it's not that it wasn't rules, but they were able to express themselves in the way that they were able to. And last night when we launched the project, you heard some of the young people talk about what that feeling meant to them and how much that made them feel better about themselves. And one young man, his name is Tommy, last night, he was explaining how important it is for you to find yourself as a person, because during this process, he understood the importance of that. And it was not just him, it was all of the young people in the project. They had a positive outlook of the project from when they came in to now that we are at this point of the process. So I think, yes, it did help them. And those are some of the ways that was explained.
Yeah, I'm curious as to what some of the creative expressions would have come out as, because you're saying put whatever they feel, but what was expressed on the canvas when they put their
How
feelings on it?
how they felt. And it's like if you guys send someone, like, the exhibition starts today for the general public at the Trinidad and Tobago Art Society in Federation Park. If you have someone that TTT can send to that location, you will see exactly what I'm talking about. Some of the paintings started off with dark backgrounds only, black or blue, or those kind of dark background. And when they, because of the coaching by the members of the Trinidad and Tobago Art Society, because I myself learned a lot from those persons who volunteered, from their explaining of it and their coaching through the process, those young people transformed some parts of their experiments. I do apologize. Some part of their artwork you would have seen where they were expressing, this is how I felt during the pandemic, because that was one of the questions.
Mm.
And while they were going through that process, there was a switch in that artwork where you saw, and this is how I feel now. And I mean, it's something that you have to see for yourself. It's something that you guys, if you can send someone to see what the artwork looks like, then you would understand what I'm saying. Me explaining it, I think I'm not doing it much justice.
I understand exactly what you mean. And it's so important for us to express ourselves using, whatever medium, be it art, music, dance, all of the different forms. But you're saying that this art exhibition is on from today to the 18th of November, if I'm not mistaken, yes?
Yeah, so it started today, the 11th to the 18th of November, the Trinidad and Tobago Art Society. And then we go to the San Fernando City Corporation. That one always gets me. We start there from the 29th of October to November the 4th. And then we're at the Tobago Nales, the library in Tobago, from the 12th of November to the 18th of November. So on the first day of each exhibition, the youths are going to be there for you to have a conversation with them or talk to them and ask them the questions of, okay, tell us what this meant to you, or why did you start this painting, or how did you feel, or whatever questions you want to ask, they can ask them then. And we are going to Tobago on the 12th of November to share the
Nice.
experience there as well. So
Have
those are
any
the
of these
dates.
young people expressed to you all an interest or a desire to do this professionally?
Oh yeah, actually, Matia is she's deaf, and she's extremely interested in doing art at a professional level. And Tommy, one of the young men, we were having a conversation last night actually, and it was interesting to hear the profession some of them are interested in after having the project.
No.
Tommy was telling me, yes, he's definitely going to he wants to progress with art, and he's going to apply to art schools outside of Trinidad and Tobago and he has been doing it already. He's 17 years old and he wants to do that.
Yeah.
Matia is now, I think, is 15 or 16, and she also wants to pursue art at that level because she loves the paint. And then I met another young woman, I always forget her name. We were talking about how, because she did one of those speeches, and I asked her, what do you want to do when you get older, though? And she was saying to me, I want to do something in leadership. I just want to do something in leadership. So a number of them would have expressed their interest in moving forward. But I know Tommy in particular and Matia, they too, that this is what they really want to do as they get older.
All right, fantastic. Now, I know that it sometimes can be a struggle, and how to express this, boy? Like, I understand that this project is meant to help with the adolescent mental health, and for them to be able to get it out and that kind of thing. But oftentimes you see artists, adult artists, who are still trying to find that balance between finding or creating great art and getting out the expression, but also the business aspect of it, which becomes a little bit more tricky when you're doing art. Is there any sort of guidance that they can get from maybe the Art Society or anybody like that involved in the project?
I'm, I'm now going to say they need to talk to members of the Art Society, because the process for the youths during this program, like I said, I learned a lot from listening to the persons who volunteered their time from the Art Society. I learned a lot from them. One of the persons, Miss Clement, I knew her personally because I knew her mom, because they work for the deaf. And from listening to them explain the process for the young people and how to get what they want to get out on those canvases, it may not have been an easy process for those women or the persons who volunteered to do. But the youths did get what they wanted to say out on those canvases. And I mean, if anybody's having struggle, they should talk to other people who are artists themselves and have them explain, how did I go through, like when writers having writer's block. I'm sure artists have art block.
Mm-hmm.
So, they would help them go through that process or explain it. These are some of the things that you can do to go through that process. I believe they would be able to help.
Well, Qushiba, I want to thank you so much for joining us this morning, and congratulations on the project. I definitely think that everybody should make some time to be able to go and check it out at the Art Society. It's open from today to the 18th of November at the Art Society in Federation Park. Or if you don't catch it there, you can catch it in San Fernando from the 29th of October to November 4th, yes?
Yeah.
And then in Tobago from the 12th to the 18th of November. So you definitely want to be a part of it. It's happening, and you can take in some of the work by these fantastic young people. Thank you so much for joining us, Qushiba. Take care.
Thank you very much for having me.
No problem. Enjoy your day. That's Qushiba La Fleur, the founder and CEO of WeCare Deaf Support Network, working on an adolescent mental health project with World Health Organization and PAHO and UNICEF and a bunch of other collaborators who are making it happen to ensure that our youth have a future and a way to express themselves positively.